Welcome to Leicester Fan TV. Neil, where do we start with tonight's performance?
We just got it wrong. It did look like men against boys today. Liverpool were awesome, but we were not good enough. It's the first time under Rodgers that I really thought we didn't do well at all. It just didn't play well when the tactics weren't working at half time. He didn't change it. Again, when it was 1-0 down, we were pushing forward, we were attacking the game.
We were nearly in it at 1-0.
We felt like we were getting back in the game. The stadium was really amping up, and then they got the second, then the third, then the fourth. And when Liverpool are on this form, you can't stop them.
I mean, the penalty decision was a big one. Obviously, they've not seen any replays. We've just come out of the ground. It was right in front of us. We didn't see it. It didn't feel like many players appealed for it at all. I don't know, but it had a big impact on the game. But I don't think that was the critical moment in the fact Liverpool were just better the whole match.
Yeah, they were just much better, and that's just a sign of a team that's doing so well. Bearing in mind, I don't even know where they played for the World Cup or whatever, but they were playing super, super well.
But we helped them. We didn't play very well today. Madison.
It was a bit of everything, I think. But overall, Liverpool were the better side. That's the worst performance I've seen under Rodgers, and the fact that he didn't change what he needed to at the right time. The fact that he brought on Albrighton really helped the game, but he should have changed formation. Hams should have come on much earlier, because you saw what he was doing. He was breaking up the play, he was aggressive in people's faces, and at times when Liverpool got the ball, we didn't press them. So it's just, they were like, this is easy. Coming down this end, they were just like, right, kick it with one another, pass it around the back, and when we passed it around the back, we didn't do anything with it. So it was disappointing, but at the same time, can't really complain because they were the better side. We all know as Leicester fans we can get a much better performance out of this.
I mean, Neil, I don't want to pick on anybody, but you say Albrighton came on and did improve things. Harvey Barnes looked lightweight today for me. He was getting any balls that were in there, he wasn't really winning them. Yeah,
it didn't look great, to be honest. I think overall, Harvey Barnes didn't look great. Chilwell didn't have a good game. But the best player, I think, was Soyuncu. That last-minute run at the end really got the crowd back on side, and he was just performing in and out. And you just saw today with, especially Els concentrating a lot more on Soyuncu and how he works with Evans. It worked great, even though we lost 4-0. Schmeichel had a good game, but overall, it's just one to forget. I mean, on to the next game.
Schmeichel did have a good game in the fact that he made some really critical saves, but some of his distribution was woeful at times, Neil, and it put us under pressure. I'm frustrated by the amount of time we are passing it around the back when we have to try something different, don't we? You know, they're too good for it. Man City were too good for us to play around at the back. Maybe Liverpool too good for us to do that.
Maybe this has put a reality check in place for us, as we've been getting carried away the last few weeks, and this is the first time that we've actually done this. And they've come here and they've trounced us. We just need to forget this one, put it behind us, and move on to the next game, because it's disappointing the fact that we've not lost at home and we've got thrashed like this. It's not great, but we've just got to put it behind us, because there's nothing we can do. I think Ricardo had a not bad game, but apart from that, there's nothing really much we can do.
I mean, like you say, he brings Chowdhury on effectively to try and stop them scoring any more goals.
When we're 3-0 or 2-0 down,
3-0.
It doesn't make any sense. He should have done it at half time, because he's the kind of player that we need in a match like this, because they play heavy metal football. Hamza Chowdhury is a heavy metal player, and he can get in people's faces. He can barge people off the ball. He can try and get around, and we just didn't stop them. And they were good, but we were terrible. But it was a combination of everything, and just seeing the way the Liverpool supporters, they just completely drained the crowd. So I've never felt this bad, to be honest, under Rodgers. But at the same time, what can we do? We're having a great season. I think we've played every team in the Premier League now, so we're still in a great position to where we are. And we've just got carried away, and it's time to just come back to reality almost.
I mean, West Ham on Saturday, we need to stop the rot there, don't we?
Yeah, I think we can. I think this will be a one-off. The worst thing that could have happened is when we got the ball, we gave up. I don't think we gave up until the last minute. I know that sounds really bad, but at the same time, they were still battling and fighting and trying something out.
Yeah, come on, you can come in, mate.
But yeah, what are your opinions? It's interesting game, huh?
It's interesting. For me, if we lose to these, we lose to these, but it's how we lose to them. We didn't show any backbone today. If we're going to lose to them, at least have a go at them. And it's the same for Man City. We didn't have a go at Man City either, and they found it very easy. We've seen it with them at Anfield when we played Liverpool. When we got into them, they struggled, and we just didn't show that at all today.
Yeah, Neil thought Chowdhury should have been on from the start and looked better, but I mean, he really just came on to try and stop them scoring today.
I think Chowdhury just came on to make it less embarrassing than it already was, but I accept that we were either way we're probably going to lose to Liverpool. So I would say they're one of the best teams in Europe right now. But it's how you go about it and have some pride about sort of. We're second in the league. Have some pride about that and go and show sort of what we're about.
There was some funny little incidents, Anthony. There was one point where I think it was 2 or 3-0 down, but there was a foul against us, and Maddison booted the ball away. He did get booked for it, but Ndidi went over and said, "Come on, don't kick it away, because you're just wasting our time." It's silly little bits like that today.
As well, it's like looking beyond that, because he's a player who will get bookings throughout the season, and he'll probably get a suspension at some point anyway, and then getting a yellow like that is just not going to help it.
West Ham on Saturday, Anthony. We have to stop the rot now, because Norwich was a poor performance. I agree with you. Man City and Liverpool, I thought both games were poor.
Thing is, we're in a great position now, but it's very quick, very easy to lose out with the teams that are around us, because they'll keep. I know Chelsea lost today, but Man City will, I believe, won. I'm not sure, to be honest, but the quality of the teams that are around us, it will be very easy for us to quickly slip down the table.
But that's the job of the manager to try and stop this as it is.
I completely agree.
And I think he will do it. I think I've definitely got faith in it. This is not a great result about any sort of the imagination, but at the same time, I believe the manager can turn this around. I think he's got the squad to turn this around. There is no excuse. I was trying to think of an excuse. They look tired, but so are Liverpool.
Liverpool have travelled halfway around the world.
Exactly. They've just travelled that far. So we haven't got an excuse. We were just not on it. Liverpool were on it. And my friend, Liverpool fan, just texted me going, "We were amazing," which I don't think they really were. At times, we let them look amazing, which is what we want to do, and which we don't want to do. At the time when we were really pressing the game, we were phenomenal at times, like passing it around. And if we kept that up, we could have. I said to these guys at half time, we had a goal in us. We didn't play that great, but we had a goal in us that we could have at least got a draw out of this, but we didn't. We carried on the same thing, and Liverpool just got them chances and they put them away. And this is what we get.
Listen, we're second in the league still. It's onwards and upwards. It's West Ham on Saturday. Let's just hope we stop the rot there pretty quickly. Thanks for joining us.